at the end of the game. And I'm telling you, there was a couple plays on us, a couple plays on New York.
Oh, yeah. It was both ways. Both ways. I mean, after the melee, where...
there was a melee, yeah.
Which, again, I don't know the names of the players. Number 8, I think his name was. Number 8. Who's number 8?
Yeah.
Alexander Ring?
Yeah. He fell down.
Yeah.
And then they get into a scrap because Ozzy, I think it was trying to restart or something, and they start shoving each other. And at this point, I'm pretty sure we should have probably seen cards. And for whatever reason, the referee does nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then immediately after that, we had a clear yellow card that he didn't even call a foul.
I know.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whatever.
And so what do you, I mean, we're talking about, just so we know, we're talking about referee Alan Kelly.
Yeah.
He's not a rookie. He's been active refereeing in the MLS since 2014. In fact, in 2016, he was actually named the referee of the year for Major League Soccer. And he was selected to referee the Toronto FC Seattle Sounders MLS Cup. So he's not a rookie.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing. I looked at that last 5 minutes of this game, and it was a goat rodeo.
It was, yeah.
It was a goat rodeo. Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yep.
Referees were calling plays, not calling plays. It was like, what the are you guys doing?
Exactly.
And we're all been saying in the Lunacy Podcast seats, Dave Sterling seats, David Services, not Lunacy Podcast, sorry about that. Saying, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know, I can't even explain it.
Yeah, I mean, it was bizarre. It really was.
It was crazy.
And I mean, both teams have arguments to make.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it really is.
we come out of this game
With a draw.
with a draw.
A rare draw.
And we should mention Ike left with what looked to be a nasty
He
injury.
did,
Well,
yeah.
it was-
blood on the field.
He got cut
Yeah.
badly, so we'll just have to hope he wasn't concussed.
Yeah.
I mean, because we don't know. He was certainly
So-
cut bad. But, you know, a little fun fact. When was the last time Minnesota United earned a draw in any competition?
I'm going to... LA Galaxy?
No, it was obviously last year, but it was September 15th of last year at Real Salt Lake.
Oh, Salt Lake. Okay.
So it's been a while.
I was thinking it was way back to LA Galaxy last year, yeah.
But saying that, we should have won this game.
We should have.
Getting a draw is, that's 10 points now. We're at 10
Yeah.
points. Okay? We're in the playoff hunt.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're up there. Of course, LA,
FC.
LAFC and
is
everybody else.
way above everybody else.
Yeah.
And we're in the 5th or 6th or 7th position,
And-
whatever it is. But the deal is this. This should have been 3 points for us.
Yeah.
3 points.
I agree completely.
Going to this game, the energy was behind us.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this in the next half of this podcast. But the fans were, the energy was incredible.
Right.
And that has to feed to the guys down on the field.
Yeah. And I think something that has to be mentioned is after the New England game, people asked, all right, what is the common denominator with our failures from last year to this year? And I don't remember if I brought this up on last episode or if it was between us.
Yeah.
But it was clearly they were hinting at Adrian Heath. Tonight's game shows you the common denominator between our failures last year and this year. It's Michael Boxall and Francisco Calvin.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? I don't know. I mean, I could tell you what it could mean,
Well,
but the reality is, I think we're a significantly better team this year. But we still have those mental mistakes that are attributed to very specific players.
I mean, before we chop off here, guys, let's talk about this a little bit. Sterling, you brought up an interesting point about Calvo and Boxall, right? Let's talk about it for a couple minutes here. Do you think, because of the new players coming in, and their degree of, I mean, they're better than what it used to be, do you think they're kind of lagging behind?
I mean, it's possible.
Do you think Calvo and Boxall are still playing the game from last year?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I think Calvo is a better player than we see sometimes.
He is. I know he is.
I'm not so sure of Michael Boxall. I think he's the player that we see. And putting him next to Opara, he's not as good as I mean, he's not. So I think he's a little bit more obvious. So as he continues from last year, it gets more glaring when he's next to somebody that's so much better.
Yeah, exactly. It stands out a lot more this year than it did last year.
Right.
Are we seeing a Schuler type of thing?
No.
Those two? No, we're not.
I don't think so.
So, Schuler, of course, has not played well with the others.
And he didn't look great today, other than he did have a shot that was decent. But
Calvo, I think, he's looked
good.
Looked good.
I mean, if I was to give him a 1 to 10, I'd give him a 7, 6 maybe.
What I have to say, I have a feeling that they don't, like almost like Calvo and Boxall with this new lineup. They're
look
not
different.
what they used to be.
Right. And I think it has to do with...
Well, I think they are what they used to be.
Yeah, it's that we notice
Stevens,
it.
you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
They are what they used to be.
Yeah, we just notice it now.
We're just noticing now. Yeah, that's right. So we tied up 3-3. We get the 1 point.
Yep. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Hello, Allianz Field.
Yep.
So we come back, guys. We're going to talk to some guys from
New York.
New York. We are, actually.
Yes.
It's crazy they're here.
Yeah.
And guys from T&E. We're talking about the stadium experience, what we liked about the stadium, what we didn't like about the stadium. Because I have a couple things I liked about it. I have a couple things I did not like about it.
I agree.
We're going to talk about that and some other.
Are we going to talk about John's face paint?
We will talk
That
about,
may
okay.
come up. That may come
So
up.
we're going to break. Our buddy Johnny has face paint on right now.
He still does.
And it still does. We'll talk about it a little bit when we come back with Dual Citizen in a couple minutes. And we are back at Dual Citizen. Here. Sorry.
We are back.
I'm drunk. Whoa. I'm drunk.
That was a massive spike. Take
Sorry.
that.
I'm very drunk right now. We are back at Dual Citizen. I'm sorry. We're back at Dual Citizen, guys. We're going to talk about the game today because it was the first game at Allianz Field. And we have, of course, Zach and Corey here from T&E. And they're going to talk about what the experience was. Guys,
In the Wonderwall.
in the Wonderwall, yeah. How was the experience for you guys?
Well, I'm sure for sure all the listeners out there, you can tell my voice is pretty well shot compared to the last few times.
Hey, it's shit.
Oh, I mean,
Thank you.
I guess we could start from the beginning. How was the march into the stadium? How'd that go?
The march went really well. It was actually, it went a lot better than I thought it would. So it literally, the front office helping by closing the section down and stuff and getting people in there.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and I can't believe how many people actually showed up. I loved it.
So now let's go back a little bit because we were here at Dual Citizen before the game.
Yep.
Yes.
And Max, God bless his soul. He's the coolest guy ever.
Yes, he is.
He lets you guys be here and do your old chants and things and do all that teamy stuff.
Yes.
You guys got all excited for the game.
Yep.
You got on that light rail
Yeah.
over to the stadium, did your little march.
Yep.
Yep.
And then after that, it was pure bliss, wasn't it?
It was pure.
Yes, it was pure bliss.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
It's such a long time coming, and for me, like I was so anxious leading up to it, and
Yeah.
it was such a surreal feeling to finally have this, to
So-
finally be there.
I'm sorry. So were you guys up in Blaine?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was a Blaine fan myself. So to see this happen after being up in Blaine for how many years?
Yeah.
Yep.
It must have, I mean, it's exciting, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, when I woke up this morning, I had a half chub. I'm telling you, I did. It's Allianz Field, man.
I mean,
Why wouldn't you?
when you guys were found T&E. I mean,
Right.
you guys were founded in 15?
2015.
15, yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, at that time, the excitement of branching off and starting
Right.
a new supporters group. Did you really have this in mind, though?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was a big leap.
We started out with 9 guys, and when we started in 2015, they weren't even selling on Blaine. So we were going up. There was crowds at 5,000 max when we started. So to go from that to the Palace down the street is just it's mind blowing.
And it's a palace.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
So,
beautiful.
let me ask you guys what did you guys love about the stadium? What did you guys like about it?
I love how close we are to the pitch.
Okay.
Where every ball that goes over the crossbar goes wide, it's gonna hit somebody, and I love that. I love being that close and feeling that energy. And when we're sitting there yelling at Sean Johnson, and he looks over and gives us a side eye because we're that close to him, we can rub him the wrong way.
Yeah, it just feels like you could practically touch them. I mean, the back of the goal is so close to that first row.
Nope.
It's amazing.
And for me, I started out 8 rows back. It still felt like I was right up against the pitch. Second half, I went up to the top. Still felt like I was right on the pitch. So, I mean, as far as that goes, they knocked that out of the park by a long shot. I mean, that's just, it doesn't matter what seat you're in that stadium, you feel like you're in the front row.
So before I go into the whole what did you guys like about it, let's go back to Blaine a little bit, because in Blaine, the thing I loved about it was I could stand behind the opposing goaltender
Yep.
Oh yeah.
and talk to him in his foreign language, which I would look at my iPhone and say, how do you say you suck in, how do you say you suck in whatever language it is?
Right.
Yeah.
And I would do that, right? So is this better than that?
It's pretty damn close. It's about the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is Allianz is just a little bit louder than Blaine, so you really got to use your voice if you want to do that.
Well, the one thing I noticed, we're standing back there and we gave up first goal, and Vito actually turned around and apologized.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He did?
And I could hear it. I mean, he's like, I'm sorry. And he turns around and says it, and because I was towards the middle, I could hear it. So I mean that's what made Blaine was the same way. I was there when Sammy and Jock threw the ball into his own goal, and then 26